station, WTIM.
Welcome in to the WTIM, your information station. It's time now for the WTIM morning show. I am your host, Tim Zalabak. Good to be here with you all on this fine Tuesday. It looks like the sun's kind of peeking out there, but right now I have Miss Sasha Young on the line. She's the Central A&M School District Superintendent. Very good to have her today. But before we move on, let's thank our sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. Miss Sasha Young, how are you doing today?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, without a doubt. Always good to have you on the WTIM morning show. We can get to know what's going on over at Central A&M School District. We're talking over the break. It seems like everything's going smooth. Generally, how's everything been since January 1st, your start for the superintendent spot?
Well, actually, I came on in July, and it has been a fairly smooth transition. The first 90 days or so was getting to know the district and getting to know the people in the district and the community and the staff and the students. And I can't believe we just finished our first quarter. Can you believe it? The first quarter of school is over.
Insane.
So it was a great quarter, very successful, both academically and with our extracurriculars. So I'm very proud to be here.
That's so great to hear. I remember July 1st when you started up, and we had our interview pretty short thereafter that, and we were talking about it. It was pretty awesome. And I remember even then you were prioritizing relationships, and you were just going to try to take everything, and you've done exactly that. Now you're already through your first quarter. Congratulations to you. You made it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. It feels like a success for sure.
That's really great. That's all you can hope for, and that's really awesome. And there's things going on over in Central A&M School District across the schools that you got, and you were talking about it. Strategic planning. You got some building upgrades, things that need to be done, and just some maintenance stuff. I mean, this is easy stuff to clean up. Talk to me about this.
For sure. So we had our first strategic planning meeting in October 2nd. And we had the opportunity to sit down with some of our maintenance staff, some board members, some teachers, and we all just kind of brainstormed things that we knew might need some attention. It ranged everything from, hallway heaters need an upgrade, to locker replacement, to we could use some extra storage in these buildings. And we kind of landed on the first project that we would like to tackle would be the exterior doors at both the Assumption and the Moweaqua campus. Some of the doors are original to the building, and they've been maintained really well, but they're starting to stick, or they're starting, they need some work done. So we called a couple of different companies to come in and kind of give us an estimate on what we're looking at. We're still waiting on those numbers, but I plan on writing for a school maintenance grant, which will help pay for some of our door upgrades as we start this project. Some of these upgrades may require the help of an architect. So we have someone scheduled to come and kind of do a facilities walkthrough with us on November 1st, check out some things, look at how the doors are in the building and what kind of changes would need to be made to update our doors and upgrade the security of each building.
Very important stuff we're talking about right now. And you said the doors have been kept up pretty good right now, but
they have been. Yeah. But there's always a time when you need, to go new, and you need to upgrade. And we have school resource officers this year for the first time at both of our campuses, and they've made some suggestions since they've been on staff. They started when the kids came back, and so some of their concerns were brought to the table as well about, the need for some upgrades or some updates in certain areas. And then we started talking about, well, if we're going to do doors, should we just do all of them? Should we upgrade all of them throughout the district so they're all the same age? So there was lots of interesting and very important conversation happening at that strategic planning meeting. So now we're just waiting on numbers and waiting on our meeting with the architect to kind of decide what the next step is.
Sure. Yeah. Tons of planning needs to go into this, I'm sure. My next question kind of was, what committee, what group, what meeting are all these transformations decided at? Is there a school board meeting that you guys discuss this at, or is it just the strategic planning committee?
So anything that would need to be a decision and a vote because it involves money would happen at the school board meeting. This first initial meeting was just kind of a throw out your ideas and let's see where we want our focus to be.
Sure.
We are going to have a second strategic planning meeting on December 4th, and we have let the staff know who didn't make it to the first one that they are absolutely invited to attend the second one. It's not a committee. It's not just a select few people. It's, whoever wants to hear what's going on or whoever wants to kind of give some input.
Sure.
The more minds in the room, the better the decisions are, right? So
Cool.
we welcome the input of anyone who might have an idea that we haven't considered.
Sure. Yeah, I love the fact that even in the small committee meetings, public comments are welcome. People can sit in on these, and you can get your voice out there. And sounds like you guys are really taking everything into account here. While
Sure.
going into it, security doors is a big one. What else have you guys talked about? You kind of mentioned over the break, so maybe some lockers, needed some changing.
Yep, we have some high school lockers that need replaced. They're kind of sticking when the kids are trying to get into them, and the students are struggling with them on a daily basis. So just things like that once they age to a certain point, it's time to consider some replacements. Yeah. Same with some of our heaters and just the different things in the building that have been really good to us for a long time, but are starting to need some maintenance. And sometimes maintenance on something old is more expensive than replacement. And so those are some of the things that we're just beginning to talk about.
Sure. Yeah. Is Central A&M ever going to be in need? Is there any talk about right now for future projects of renovation, maybe creating, storage areas, a new gym? Is that even of the talks in Central A&M School District?
So those were thrown out at that meeting.
Wow.
Those have all kind of become secondary to the things that are kind of a higher priority. The doors probably, I would say, are the priority right now. Some of the other things like lockers and whatnot, those would be less expensive and less involved to replace some of those things. When we start talking storage and additions and whatnot, that's going to be a bigger project that's going to require more than just a year planning.
Sure.
So those conversations are brought to me all the time. They are brought up all the time. And our enrollment here has been pretty steady over the last 5 years, but we would love to see it continue to grow. Assumption has a new housing development going in just south of the school campus here in Assumption.
Wow.
So we're hoping that brings some more families to the area and can boost our, enrollment.
Sure. Yeah. What do you do? Is there any things you need to prepare for on Central A&M side of things when looking at there's going to be more development near one of our schools? Would the development be that much of an increase where you would need to change something, or is it just something to look out for?
I think it's just something to be aware of right now.
Yeah.
The city of Assumption has some really good plans for that development, and we hope that it goes over really well. But I think it's just right now it's so early that we're just sitting back and waiting to see where it goes.
Sure.
But ideally it would be amazing to get, to keep continuing to grow our communities and our enrollment here.
Yeah, definitely not shying away from any opportunities to pick up some more students there. Sounds like it might be a cool opportunity here in the next couple of years with that development getting going in
Absolutely.
Assumption. Yeah, and anything else for this general stuff we've been talking about for Central A&M and in terms of maintenance or getting anyone in the know of what's going on? Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I think that's kind of what's going on right now. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, fall sports are kind of wrapping up here. We got 1 minute left of our first segment right now. Well, how's the fall sports season? How was football? Anything glaring to you?
They were all super successful. All of our fall sports had really good seasons this year, and we are gearing up. Our middle school winter sports have already started, and
Wow.
High school winter sports are going to start in the next couple of weeks.
Sure. Yeah. The junior high school sports, they always get basketball going very earlier than I even think. So you gotta be ready for
fast.
that. It comes
Yeah.
super fast. And yeah, you're kind of experiencing that right now. I'm using my time here as a weird gauge 4 months already. We're into the school year, already into the first quarter, Miss Young, and you've been
Crazy, isn't it?
superintendent, this entire year. I really appreciate you sitting down for me for this long so far. Yeah, we've been hanging through it. We're going to take our short little break right now. When we come back, more things to talk about regarding Central A&M School District, like a cool trip the staff was just able to make over to Kemmerer Village. I'm excited to talk about this with Sasha Young. She's the superintendent for the Central A&M School District. My name's Tim Zalabak. You are listening to the WTIM Morning Show. We will be right back.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn lower, beans higher, wheat trading lower. December corn 486 and a quarter, down 4. March corn down 3.5, $5 1/2. May corn 508 and a half, down 3.5. November beans 1289 and a quarter, up 2.5. January beans up 3 and a quarter, 1308 and 3/4. March beans 1321 and a quarter, up 3. December wheat 579, down 8 and a quarter. March wheat down 8 and a quarter, 606 and 3/4. December bean meal 418.60, that's down 190. December bean oil 51.48, down 46 cents. Livestock market, October feeders up 210, 239.72. October live cattle up $1.75, 180 even. December lean hog 66.80, up 62 cents. Energy market at this hour, December crude oil 85.02, that's down 47 cents. You're listening to the RFD Radio Network.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, are proud to continue their long-standing sponsorship of honoring Taylorville High School Students of the Month on WTIM's many platforms on AM, FM, and streamed online, and on WMKR, Genuine Country 94.3.
Hi, my name is Haley Brandt, and I am the Junior Student of the Month from Taylorville High School. My grandma is Barbara Brandt, and I am in Magicals and Library Club. I like drawing, singing, and hanging out with my animals. Whenever I'm an adult, I would like to be an exotic vet, and my favorite subject is choir. I love the songs that we sing, as well as the family we make in there.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, salutes these great Taylorville High School students on this honor and wish them the best in their future. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
If you're 40 and over, you'll recognize these artists by their first names. Frank, Dean, Sammy, Andy, Nat, Diana, Michael. Well, here's the big news. You can now hear Central Illinois' largest music library with over 3,500 songs on air and online at 965thechill.com. Tune in on the FM dial in Christian County and on your computer or smartphone. Hear these great artists and many more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 965thechill.com.
Find out about available lots for lease at Hillcrest Park or Bailey Park in Taylorville for you to become a member of either mobile home community by clicking their icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Hillcrest Park or Bailey Park in Taylorville.
The Shelby County Economic Development Corporation aims to foster, promote, and stimulate economic development. They're here to help your business grow. Find out more on the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. My name is Tim Zalabak. Joining me today over the line is Sasha Young, Central A&M School District Superintendent. We had a great conversation for the first half, talking about some general maintenance and things going on within the Central A&M School District. She says everything's going smooth, and we definitely believe her over there. In her first year as superintendent, everything's been going well over there, it seems. Sasha, thank you so much for being here with us today once again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's get back into it here, because last time you were in, we talked about a really cool initiative that was for the staff members of Central A&M. I'll let you take it from here. Tell me how this day went, Ms. Young.
Sure. We were invited to attend a presentation with Kemmerer Village staff and board of directors on October 6th. And so we spent pretty much the entire day. The presenter's name was Josh Shipp, and his whole mission is to encourage educators and people who work with students or foster students or students that come from trauma, that it really just takes one caring adult to make a difference in the life of a kid. Yeah. So his morning presentation was amazing. It was all about him growing up in foster care and who his one caring adult was. Later in his, teen years, he fell into a home that the parents were just not going to give up on him. And he comments how he tried, so hard to get out of that house, even though they were good people. He just was in a bad place. And so he talked all about his foster parents. And then we had the opportunity to stay for lunch, and we had lunch together as a group. And it was a great opportunity to collaborate with some of our colleagues at Kimmer that we don't get to see very often, and that we don't get to learn from each other as often as we would like, them being a totally separate campus. And so that was a great opportunity. Our secondary session in the afternoon was kind of him challenging the educators and the Kimmer Village staff and the board of directors to be that one caring adult for someone. So he gave some strategies and some tips and some real life skills and research on how to help kids who might be in a foster care situation, or how to help kids who might be living with trauma, how to support kids who just kind of need you to not give up on them. Yeah. So it was an amazing day. And here at Central A&M, we were so thankful that Kimmer invited us to be a part of that with them.
Yeah. Oh, what a special day that was for the staff right there. And you mentioned it a little bit right there of teachers really do have a very unique opportunity there to be that one caring adult.
Absolutely.
And they get it every single day. I can think back and I can think of multiple teachers that, caused me to keep going. And with especially, younger schools, primary schools, high schools, this is all coming into play right here. What did the teachers say? Have you heard any reaction from the teachers?
I have just heard that they love the opportunity to be at Kimmer Village. They love the opportunity to work with people they didn't get to, and collaborate with people that they don't get to see often. And then just the fact that he was just such an inspiring speaker that he kind of gave everyone a refreshed look at what they do every day. Yeah. Challenged them to be more involved and to have those conversations and to hold those kids accountable in the name of, I'm not giving up on you. Yeah. So yeah, I've heard a lot of great feedback. I think it was well worth our day to spend it there.
Of course. Yeah. And I feel like a teacher, with everything they got to worry about, stress and everything that comes with being an educator, taking care of 30 kids a day, it can be easily forgotten that the power that you hold as an educator and how students look up to you. Mm-hmm. You said it was a refresher. I'm sure that teachers took to their classrooms that next week there, and with a bit of a different pep in their step.
It's amazing that you just need one person to tell you what you do on a daily basis in a different way, to just make your mind be like refocused and ready to try something new the next day that might be more successful. And I think in the world that we live in right now, it takes that flexibility and that willing to try something new, because there are just so many different things going on, and there's so many different and diverse needs that it's important to be flexible and try everything, even if it just helps one kid.
Yeah, without a doubt. How did this Kimmer Village trip get started? How did it come about?
So Chalice Nagel, the executive director at Kimmer Village, approached me. She was going to bring a presenter that she thought her staff would benefit from, and the board of directors had agreed to pay for this presenter. And she just decided, I'm new to Central A&M. We're trying to build a relationship between Central A&M and Kimmer staff. Why not just invite us? So she and I had a conversation. It sounded like something that we would all benefit from, and like a really amazing chance to hear a great speaker. So we planned it, and it just kind of was a simple conversation and a simple invite from Kimmer to include us. And the next thing I knew, we were there. It was great.
That's really awesome. And we have Chalice on this show every now and then. She's a great person to know. And the things she does over at Kimmer Village, truly special. And really, really cool initiative for your staff there. And real quick, one last minute here. We're running about 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, what does it mean to have your staff educated in a different type of way like that?
It's an amazing opportunity we all learn from, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Miss Sasha Young, I really appreciate you taking the time, sitting down with us, and getting us informed on everything going on over at Central A&M School District.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you so much. That's Sasha Young, Central A&M School District Superintendent. We talked all about everything going on in Central A&M, a great trip for the staff and all the educators with Kemmerer Village just to reignite their love for teaching and show them that what they do every day is truly amazing. That's Sasha Young, Superintendent of Central A&M School District. I am Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show, and thank you all for listening.
Your information station, WTIM.
The Big 870 WTIM is